I'm Ben Kane, and this is The Rebound, presented by Q30 Sports. The Quinnipiac men's soccer team were back in action in the MAAC on Saturday as they took on the Niagara Purple Eagles. The Bobcats went into the second half up 2-1 thanks to goals from Sam McCann and Brog Austin. In the second half, however, a lot of holes appeared within this Bobcats formation, with the Purple Eagles exploiting them to win the game 3-2. I'm here to break down what went wrong for the Bobcats. Okay, so let's take a look at the first goal for the Purple Eagles. Ball right around halfway, flicked on by a Bobcat's head, finds ahead of Emmanuel Obifuna, who then finds Jeldik Dahlman, and the game's tied 1-1. Easy enough, good free kick, and you could tell they've practiced it. But right here, I just want to kind of slow it down and show you guys something that I noticed. So right here, I'm going to stop it. And as Bercedo goes up to get the ball, the rest of the Bobcats just kind of watch and just see what happens. But there's 4 players unmarked at that back post, and any of them are very capable of tapping it in. And we've seen with this Quinnipiac team, last year especially, 25 goals conceded in only 13 games. That found the middle of the pack. As long as they're able to track their man on this free kick, I have confidence that they would have been able to stop it and there wouldn't have been a goal. But they scored, and it's 1-1. So let's take a look at the next play. The ball starts off in the hands of the Niagara goalkeeper. He punts it up, finds his striker very comfortably. The striker drops back into his own half, but is pressured very well by Jared Smith, who ends up winning the ball back and slipping through Alexander Shekshida. The ball's just a bit too far in front of him, and he gives up on the play. However, the goalkeeper, seeing that there's only a few minutes left, takes a few extra seconds to time waste before falling on the ball. But take a look at this again. As the ball's punted up, I'm going to highlight the Niagara striker here. Just look at the amount of space that player is in. He has 5 Bobcats at least that could be tracking him, but they're all just kind of watching and reacting to the play rather than being proactive and already marking their man. In a system like this with a 3-5-2 formation, what would really work well here is a sweeper-stopper kind of system on these goal kicks or punts, where the likes of Alex Hawley or Dejan Duric act as the stopper and they drop in to defend that striker, or the likes of Luke Allen or Henry Weigand end up stepping up and those midfield 2 players drop in. But we don't see this as the striker wins the ball, but Jared Smith once again does very well, slips through Shekshida. But another thing I want to highlight here is this is the 86th minute, and you have the likes of your striker stopping and kind of just watching, giving up on the play. In a game when it's so close and it's just 1 goal, you want him to keep pushing forward. However, he doesn't do that, and the keeper ends up sitting nicely on the ball. This last clip once again starts off with a goalkeeper, but this time it's Andreas Hadji Gabriel of Quinnipiac, whose goal kick finds the head of a Niagara midfielder and works its way up to Jeldik Dahlman, takes it past Hadji Gabriel's right, scores, makes it 3-2 in the 78th minute, and Niagara would go on to win from here. But how does this goal happen? Let's just take a look really quick and see where this ball was played. So it drops to the head of a Niagara midfielder, and as you can see right here, he's in a ton of space between the Quinnipiac midfield and striker. Now, why is this space appearing? There's 2 reasons for this. One, the whole game after Quinnipiac scored those 2 goals, they were pretty much dragged all the way around the field, not really being able to grab a firm grasp on the game, and we're just kind of chasing Niagara's shadows. So their legs are obviously tired, and that midfield 3, their legs aren't what it was in the first half. They're unable to keep shifting back and forth and back and forth. And what we can infer as well for my second point is that it seems like there's a lack of communication between the lines, between the strikers, the midfielders, and the forwards. We saw this on the first goal that they conceded, and we are seeing it right now, as there's a giant gap, and we don't really know who should be dropping in there or who should be stepping up. So the Niagara midfielder ends up winning this header in that pocket of space, and is able to flick it on to his striker, who is then, once again, in a ton of space between the Quinnipiac defenders and midfielders. And he is able to flick it through to Jeldik Dahlman, who ends up scoring the game winner. With a week to prep for their next game, the Quinnipiac men's soccer team now turn their attention to Monmouth, a rematch of the MAAC championship from last year, where they hope to break their 2-game losing streak in the MAAC. From Q30 Sports, I'm Ben Kane.